Global News with Robert Fisher and Jacqueline Milchard.
Good evening. Bullets fly to North York High School, and tonight the search for a gunman is on.
3 teenagers are in hospital this hour, one of them seriously injured. The shooting has stunned students at Emory Collegiate, with many parents threatening to pull their kids out of the school. We'll have more on that in just a moment. But first, to Global's Gus Kim, who is standing by live at Emory Collegiate on Weston Road. Gus?
Jackie, detectives are currently interviewing student witnesses at 31 Division right now as we speak, and police also spent the evening collecting evidence from the shooting. Toronto's forensic squad had police dogs combing the area. Officers raking the school grounds of Emory Collegiate following this afternoon's horrific shooting. 3 teens sent to hospital and no suspects in custody. Students and witnesses still in disbelief.
It was like a chaos kind of thing. When they started shooting, we were all like there running, and they all told us to duck, and you know.
There was a big crowd and people were running into the school screaming that someone had been shot.
It all started in the school parking lot. Witnesses tell Global News that an argument had broken out between 2 groups of rival teenagers when suddenly one side produced pistols and point blank gunned 2 teenagers down to the ground. A chase then ensued down this roadway in which another teenager, apparently a passerby, also got shot.
3 people had been injured. These people were suffering from gunshot wounds. 2 of them were transported to Sunnybrook Health Science Center.
One 17-year-old boy from the school was shot in the chest and lies in serious condition. An 18-year-old former male student was shot in the abdomen. Both he and another 17-year-old boy who was shot in the elbow are in stable condition.
But I really didn't think something like this would happen to my school.
I feel bad about it because it could be my friend.
Students are reeling while police look for 1 to 2 suspects. A large crowd witnessed the incident, but many were too afraid to talk on camera. Off camera, some said at least 2 handguns were involved. A school security videotape which may have captured the incident has been seized as evidence. Now, students will not be returning to Emory Collegiate tomorrow, even though police have now reopened up the area. Tomorrow it's a professional day, and that's just as good for detectives because they say they'll be interviewing these students right through the night, hoping to get a better description of the suspects. Back to you, Robert.
Thanks for the update, Gus. The Premier says he is deeply troubled by this shooting. In a written statement, Mike Harris says, "I join with all parents whose hearts go out to those families touched by today's act of violence." The Premier goes on to say, "I will do everything in my power to ensure that our schools and communities are safe."
And joining us now is Stephanie Payne, a school trustee with the Toronto Board of Education representing public schools in Ward 2, including Emory Collegiate. Ms. Payne, how are parents reacting to all of this tonight?
This is quite a tragic accident, and parents are reacting with a variety of concerns tonight as I speak.
I understand that some of those concerns are certainly some parents want to pull their children out of the school. What are you saying to that?
Well, some parents are saying that. They have not said it to me, but that's what I've heard on the news that parents have been saying. Parents are just concerned. The concerns that some of the parents raised with me is the school safe? Should my child be going there? Why are the youth carrying guns in the school? That's been some of the questions that were raised to me. I'm not sure if it is gang-related or what, and Emory is a safe school. It always has been, and I'm sure that we have excellent staff and students in Emory, and we try to keep our schools as safe as possible.
Will you be reviewing security? Anything else that you can do to prevent this kind of thing from happening again?
That is something that we will have to review, and of course that would be extra funding, which the board does not have, to have people out in the parking lots, surveilling the parking lots.
Okay, Public School Trustee for Ward 2, Stephanie Payne, we thank you for your time tonight.
Thank you.
If you had to drive home from work tonight, chances are it took a lot longer to get there. A very slow commute along most of the major routes in the Toronto area tonight. Traffic along the 401 was moving at a snail's pace for much of the afternoon and early evening. Snow plows are now working overtime and roads remain slick at this hour. Dozens of accidents reported by police as well. So if you have to venture out tonight, the word is be careful.
And the weather also causing cancellations and delays at Pearson Airport, where flights were running a half-hour late for most of the evening. Aircraft de-icing taking up much of the extra time. The good news, things are slowly returning to normal. Is more snow on the way? Susan Hayes in the Sky Tracker Weather Center, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, Susan.
Uncross them, everything's fine. It looks like just occasional activity. Most of it is out of the area, although we will see very, very light precipitation. But what we're dealing with is some light, patchy, freezing drizzle. We have been all day today, though. We do have some extreme weather in the extreme southwest in the terms of freezing rain. And I'll talk about that a little bit later on. And heavier precipitation, heavy snow, and a warning is out for portions of eastern Ontario. But this is where all the precipitation is right now, so pretty much has moved out. We've got about 6.5 centimeters of snow in Metro. We've got flurries in the morning coming to an end. We'll see sunshine. The sun will rise at 7:23, and at that point, the temperature -6, -7 degrees. I'll have much more in just a few moments, Jackie.
Thanks, Susan. The mother of little Farah Khan arrives in Toronto tomorrow, facing some big decisions about where to bury her little girl, in Toronto or Pakistan.
After learning exactly what her rights are, Shaheda Jabin will decide whether to go to court to fight for the right to bury Farah here. The 5-year-old little girl's body parts were found in a West End waterfront park in December. Her father, who is charged along with Farah's stepmother in her murder, wants her to be buried in Pakistan.
I can just say that I hope the community will pray that whatever happens and whatever takes place should be in the best interest of the little girl.
Farah's mother says a funeral in Pakistan would cause problems between the families of the girl's divorced parents. According to Muslim tradition, the burial should take place where the death occurred.
3 armed men